Sleep is one of life's greatest gifts when it works. But for many older adults, the night becomes a silent battleground, especially around 3 a.m. That mysterious hour when the world is dark, thoughts race, and sleep slips away like sand through fingers. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just random, it's your body's way of sending signals, some harmless, others worth paying attention to. Let's uncover the hidden reasons behind this frustrating phenomenon and what you can do to reclaim your rest. The body's natural clock shifts with age. As we grow older, our internal clock, the circadian rhythm, undergoes subtle but significant changes. The production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, decreases, making it harder to stay asleep. Older adults often experience advanced sleep phase syndrome, where they feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up much earlier than desired. This shift isn't a flaw, it's biology. But understanding it helps you adapt, like adjusting bedtime routines or using timed light exposure to realign your rhythm. The circadian rhythm doesn't just dictate sleep, it regulates digestion, hormone release, and even body temperature. With age, the master clock in the brain's hypothalamus becomes less responsive to light cues, weakening the synchronization between external day-night cycles and internal processes. This is why older adults might feel drowsy by 8 p.m., but find themselves staring at the ceiling at 4 a.m. The body's natural alertness signals, which once peaked in the morning and dipped at night, now flatten out, reducing the depth of sleep. Research suggests that the suprachiasmatic nucleus (SCN), the brain's timekeeper, loses some of its cells over time. This deterioration means fewer signals are sent to the pineal gland to produce melatonin, leading to fragmented sleep. Additionally, older eyes allow less blue light to reach the retina, further dampening the wake-sleep cycle. But this doesn't mean surrender. Strategies like morning sunlight exposure, avoiding bright screens before bed, and maintaining consistent sleep-wake times can help recalibrate the rhythm. Interestingly, social engagement and physical activity also play a role. Isolation and sedentary lifestyles can accelerate circadian misalignment, while regular movement and social interaction help reinforce natural cycles. Even meal timing matters. Eating too late can delay the body's internal clock, while an early, protein-rich breakfast can help reset it. The key takeaway? Aging changes sleep architecture, but small, intentional adjustments can mitigate the effects. It's not about fighting biology, it's about working with it. Hormonal changes play a silent role. Beyond melatonin, other hormones like cortisol, the stress hormone, and growth hormone fluctuate with age. A slight rise in cortisol around 3 am, a leftover from our primal survival mode, can jolt you awake. For women, menopause brings night sweats. For men, dropping testosterone disrupts deep sleep. These hormonal whispers aren't just annoyances, they're clues. Balancing them through diet, exercise, or medical guidance can make a world of difference. Cortisol, often labeled the stress hormone, follows a diurnal pattern, peaking in the morning to help us wake up and tapering off at night. But aging can distort this rhythm, leading to premature early morning spikes. This is partly due to the adrenal glands becoming less efficient at regulation, but chronic stress and poor sleep hygiene exacerbate it. When cortisol surges too early, it interrupts the transition between sleep cycles, leaving you abruptly alert in the dead of night. Growth hormone, crucial for tissue repair and muscle maintenance, is primarily secreted during deep sleep. As we age, both the quantity and quality of deep sleep decline, leading to reduced growth hormone production. This creates a vicious cycle. Less growth hormone means slower recovery, which in turn makes sleep less restorative. Resistance training and high-intensity interval exercise have been shown to naturally boost growth hormone levels, offering a non-pharmaceutical way to support better sleep. For women, menopause is a hormonal earthquake. Plummeting estrogen levels destabilize body temperature regulation, leading to night sweats and sudden awakenings. Progesterone, which has a calming effect, also declines, making it harder to fall back asleep. Some women find relief through hormone replacement therapy (HRT), while others benefit from cooling mattress pads or breathable sleepwear. Men aren't exempt. Testosterone peaks during deep sleep, but as levels drop with age, so does sleep efficiency. Low testosterone is linked to increased nighttime awakenings and reduced REM sleep. Treatments like lifestyle changes or testosterone replacement therapy under medical supervision can help restore balance. The lesson? Hormones orchestrate sleep, and their shifts with age require attention, not resignation. Bladder woes, more than just getting older. Frequent nighttime urination nocturia is often dismissed as inevitable, but it's worth investigating. An overactive bladder, diabetes, or even heart conditions can trigger those 3 AM bathroom trips. Limiting fluids before bed helps, but so does checking for underlying issues. Sometimes a simple adjustment like elevating your legs in the evening to reduce fluid retention can save your sleep. Nocturia affects nearly half of adults over 60, yet many assume it's just part of aging. In reality, it's often a symptom of something else. The kidney's ability to concentrate urine declines with age, leading to more nighttime urine production. But other culprits include medications, diuretics for blood pressure, or nighttime doses of certain drugs can increase urine output. Sleep apnea, the body's oxygen drops trigger fluid shifts, filling the bladder. Heart conditions, poor circulation causes fluid pooling in the legs, which redistributes when lying down. Prostate issues. For men, an enlarged prostate obstructs urine flow, leaving the bladder never fully empty. Behavioral tweaks can help avoiding caffeine and alcohol in the evening, scheduling fluid intake earlier in the day, and doing pelvic floor exercises to strengthen bladder control. But if nocturia persists, a medical workup is crucial. Untreated conditions like diabetes or hypertension can worsen sleep disruption over time. Pain and discomfort, the nighttime amplifier. Arthritis, back pain, or restless leg syndrome don't take breaks at night. In fact, lying still can amplify discomfort, waking you precisely when your body should be restoring itself. Temperature matters. Older adults are more sensitive to cold, and a drop in core body temperature around 3 AM can trigger awakenings. A heated blanket or anti-inflammatory diet might be small changes with big rewards. Chronic pain and sleep have a bidirectional relationship. Poor sleep lowers pain tolerance, and pain disrupts sleep. Conditions like osteoarthritis flare at night due to prolonged immobility, while fibromyalgia amplifies discomfort during sleep transitions. Restless leg syndrome (RLS), often linked to iron deficiency or nerve issues, creates an irresistible urge to move, sabotaging sleep onset. Solutions range from targeted stretches before bed to magnesium supplements for muscle relaxation. Temperature regulation is another lever. Older bodies struggle to retain heat, so a cooler room with warm bedding can prevent 3 AM chills. Stress and anxiety, the midnight intruders. The quiet of night invites unresolved worries to the surface, creeping in like shadows stretching across the bedroom walls. For older adults, life transitions, retirement, the loss of loved ones, health concerns don't just fade when the lights go out. Instead, they amplify in the silence, turning 3 AM into a stage where regrets, fears, and unanswered questions replay on an endless loop. The brain processes emotions during REM sleep, sorting through the day's experiences, filing away memories, and making sense of unresolved feelings. But when stress lingers, the mind fixates, dragging those thoughts back into consciousness at the worst possible hour. The stillness of night strips away distractions, leaving nothing but the echo of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. Journaling before bed can act as a release valve for these thoughts, transferring them from the mind onto paper where they lose some of their power. Writing down worries, even in fragmented sentences, can trick the brain into feeling like they've been addressed, making it easier to let go. Deep breathing exercises, too, can slow the racing heart and quiet the mental chatter. The 4-7-8 technique, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7, exhaling for 8, forces the body into a calmer state, signaling that it's time to rest, not ruminate. But the real key to nighttime peace often lies in daylight habits. Social connections, whether through family, friends, or community groups, act as buffers against stress. Loneliness feeds anxiety, while meaningful interactions provide reassurance. Even small moments of connection, a phone call, a shared meal, can ease the weight that later surfaces at night. And if waking becomes a habit, the brain learns to expect it. Breaking the cycle means refusing to engage. No checking the clock, no rehearsing tomorrow's problems. Just slow breaths and the reminder, this too shall pass. Medications, the hidden sleep saboteurs. A pill meant to heal can sometimes steal rest instead. Many prescriptions, blood pressure medications, antidepressants, even common pain relievers list insomnia as a side effect, buried in the fine print. Diuretics, often prescribed for hypertension, increase nighttime bathroom trips, fracturing sleep into unsatisfying fragments. Beta blockers, another heart medication, suppress melatonin production, disrupting the body's natural sleep-wake rhythm. Even over-the-counter painkillers aren't innocent. NSAIDs like ibuprofen can interfere with deep sleep, while antihistamines, though initially sedating, leave behind a groggy haze the next day. Steroids, often prescribed for inflammation or autoimmune conditions, rev up the nervous system, making the body feel wired when it should be winding down. The solution isn't to abandon necessary medications, but to optimize them. A simple timing adjustment, taking diuretics earlier in the day, shifting beta blockers to morning doses, can minimize their impact on sleep. Sometimes alternatives exist: a different class of blood pressure medication, a melatonin-friendly antidepressant. A thorough medication review with a doctor can uncover these possibilities. And for those who rely on sleep aids, they're a short-term fix at best. The body builds tolerance, and withdrawal can lead to rebound insomnia. The goal should always be to treat the root cause, not mask the symptom. Because true rest isn't just about being unconscious, it's about waking up restored. Sleep apnea, the underdiagnosed danger. Snoring is often dismissed as a nuisance, but it can be a warning sign of something far more serious: sleep apnea. This condition, where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, creates micro-awakenings brief enough that you might not remember them, but frequent enough to destroy restful sleep. The brain, starved of oxygen, jolts itself awake just enough to restart breathing, often around 3 a.m. when sleep is deepest. Older adults are at higher risk. Weight gain, muscle relaxation in the throat, and natural aging all contribute. The consequences go beyond fatigue. Untreated apnea strains the heart, elevates blood pressure, and increases the risk of stroke and cognitive decline. The body never reaches the restorative stages of sleep, leaving sufferers exhausted despite spending hours in bed. But solutions exist. CPAP machines, though intimidating at first, deliver steady airflow, preventing airway collapse. For milder cases, positional therapy, sleeping on one side instead of the back, can make a difference. Oral appliances that adjust the jaw's position, or even weight loss in some cases, can reduce symptoms. The first step: recognizing the signs: waking gasping for air, morning headaches, unrelenting fatigue. A sleep study, whether in a lab or with an at-home kit, can confirm the diagnosis. Because breathing shouldn't be a nighttime struggle. The light factor: how modern life hijacks sleep. Artificial light is a thief of sleep, especially for older adults. As eyes age, the lens is yellow, becoming more sensitive to blue light, the kind emitted by TVs, phones, and energy-efficient bulbs. This light tricks the brain into suppressing melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to rest. The result? A body confused, thinking dusk is still day. The fix starts in the evening. Dimming lights by 9 p.m. mimics natural sunset, nudging the brain toward sleepiness. Blackout curtains block streetlights and early dawn, while amber nightlights provide enough glow for safety without disrupting melatonin. Screens are the hardest habit to break, but even small changes help. Enabling night mode on devices, keeping phones out of the bedroom, or swapping late-night TV for an audiobook or podcast played at low volume can make a difference. Because true darkness isn't just the absence of light, it's an invitation for deeper, uninterrupted rest. Conclusion: turning knowledge into restful nights. Waking at 3 a.m. isn't a curse, it's a conversation your body is trying to have. Whether it's adjusting your environment, tweaking medications, or addressing hidden health issues, small changes can yield profound improvements. Sleep is the foundation of vitality, especially as we age. Prioritize it, and you'll wake up not just earlier, but better. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing to my channel for more insights that empower your health and well-being. Sweet dreams, and here's to sleeping through the night again.